CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. I am your host tonight, not Alex Barth. It is me, Nick Quaglia, hosting tonight's Red Sox Roundtable. And the second guy is somebody that we've wanted to get on all year. He's a host of the CLNS Red Sox Beat podcast, and he's part of this little roundtable team. He's just been super busy up until now. So we got Jared Scali, the Red Sox Beat podcast. Jared, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Nick. It's about damn time.
I know.
Got on one of these things. Got a lot of feelings about the Red Sox. I only get to talk about them once a week for this network, so
no,
a couple more times a week.
Yeah, and I wish we had something wild to talk about, but we just got some criticisms right now because realistically, that's what me and Alex do. Although, again, I say this in every single episode, Alex paints me out as the big-time homer on the show, which I'm going to say I'll defend the team. I'm not a big-time homer.
You're not a homer. There's a lot more worse than you are.
Oh, absolutely. I am not a homer, but I'll criticize the team when I need to. And right now is, in my opinion, and I feel like most Red Sox fans' opinion, this is a time when we're going to have to start criticizing the team.
Oh, yeah.
Because earlier on the year, obviously, they're the hottest team in baseball. They look unstoppable. A majority of that, though, was based off of the top half of their lineup playing unbelievable baseball. I'm talking about Mookie Betts. I'm talking about JD Martinez. I'm talking about Xander Bogaerts. Even Hanley Ramirez, RIP Hanley Ramirez. You're not dead, but you're not on the team anymore. And Mitch Moreland just playing some of the best baseball they've probably ever played in their careers. Obviously, that's not going to last the entire season. The bottom half of the lineup during that hot streak, not playing very well. Jackie Bradley Jr. really hasn't picked it up. Jackie Bradley Jr. at the moment's hitting 182. Then you have Rafael Devers, who's kind of, I know it's his second year technically. Almost.
Are you worried about Rafael Devers, though?
We'll talk about that in a second. Rafael Devers, 230 average. Eduardo Nunez is supposed to fill in the shoes for Dustin Pedroia, not doing that, hitting about 247. Christian Vasquez, your two catchers, although Sandy Leon's been picking it up, I'll say that. Christian Vasquez, Sandy Leon, the catching, offensively, they just haven't produced well. But let's talk about that. Are you worried about these guys at the bottom half of the lineup? Let's talk about Rafael Devers right now, because that's a guy who, he's 20 years old, right? 21 years old. Yep. He has time to turn it around, but at the moment, do you think that's a possibility for this season for him to turn it around?
Yeah, but if you don't buy in on Rafael Devers, what are you going to do? You're not going to trade for Manny Machado. That'd be stupid. Do you bring up Sam Travis, your guy, and let him play third base? Maybe.
Oh, I wish they would.
Because he can hit the crap out of the ball, but they're not going to do that. They like Rafael Devers. They're in this for the long haul. If they were in it for this year, they would trade for Manny Machado and figure that out, but they're not going to. You have to trust him. You have to let it go. You have to figure it out. I have more faith in Rafael Devers than I do in Jackie Bradley or the catchers to figure it out.
Absolutely. Especially he's been working with JD Martinez, and you can kind of tell too, all those past two games he's gone 0 for, I think 0 for 3 and 0 for 4.
That JD Martinez method you're talking about?
But yeah, he's been working with JD Martinez, and since those rumors started popping up, he has been starting to hit more home runs. But he's probably the least of my concerns at the bottom of the lineup. It's clear. My number one concern, and go back in my Twitter, I have not been on the Jackie Bradley Jr. train for years.
Have you ever been?
No, I never have been. I never have been. I was excited when he came up because there was a lot of hype, but he just hasn't performed. And this year he's hitting 182. 182. So, listen, everybody points to his defense. The only way that that's going to help him out in this situation is if you want to use his defense as an excuse to keep him in the lineup, at least hit 220 or 230.
And I think
that's a garbage average.
And I think we're past the point where 250, 260, play well, and we'll see what happens. It's Jackie Bradley. He's got plenty of time. He's 28, guys. This is what Jackie Bradley is. And everyone who was calling for him to be traded, myself included, 2 years ago, that's when you should have done it, because he was at that age where he was super streaky. He had good months and bad months, but you could sell that with his defense. You can't sell one his defense. You can't. And look, he threw a guy out the other night from God knows how far.
From Canada.
He literally threw it from Cambridge down to the plate at Fenway. Not even close, in the air. But you won't be able to sell that. You won't be able to sell that.
No, you won't. You won't. At this point, listen, if like I was just saying, if his average was north of 210,
200. Just make him hit 200.
200. Maybe there's something there that you can trade for, at least like a relief pitcher. And you're right. They should have traded him because you had a center fielder coming up through the system. And we know who that is. It's Andrew Benintendi. The guy is a born and bred center fielder. But look, you got Jackie Bradley Jr. there. What are you going to do? You got to stick him in left field now. You could have had Andrew Benintendi in center field and figured out left field. You figure out left field. Just stick somebody there. Blake Swihart. Figure something out there.
And the problem now is you don't have enough value in Jackie Bradley to go address needs because you traded away the farm system as if you're Dave Dombrowski over the last couple years. Jackie Bradley and what you have isn't enough now to go get a reliever that you need because, look, Jackie Bradley doesn't have that much value anymore.
Now, in terms of things that you can do to fix the bottom half of the lineup, because listen, I don't think there's that much because it's clear the Red Sox are sticking with Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yep.
Their catching situation, they've got two of them. They love both of them, Christian Vasquez and Sandy Leon. Two holes, sort of. Again, I'll give Sandy Leon some credit. He's been hitting decently well recently. Christian Vasquez, not so much, but they're going to be staying pat. They're not going to be making a move for a catcher. Second base is the one I'm curious about. And Logan wrote about it on CLNSmedia.com today about options for the Red Sox to make a trade. And he said one that I didn't even think of that I'm intrigued about. It seems like the Oakland A's are selling every year at the trade deadline.
Don't say Jed Lowry. Don't do it.
It's Jed Lowry. Why not? He's 34 He's 34 years old. I don't know his contract situation. It's not like he's ever demanded a lot of money. I can't imagine that it's a lot of money that would be on the Red Sox books. I mean, if we don't know if Dustin Pedroia is going to be healthy enough to even come back and play this year.
But is Jed Lowry going to be better than Nunez long term throughout the rest of the summer?
Throughout the rest of the year, he's been having a very good season. I picked him on my fantasy baseball team because he's been having a great season. Right now, he's hitting 285 with the stat go. 285, 47 RBIs, and 11 home runs. I would take that over Eduardo Nunez.
But isn't he another Brock Holt? He's another utility guy. That's not what you need.
But Brock Holt, you can stick him in other places. You can utilize him in the rest of the field. Jed Lowry can just be your second baseman because Dustin Pedroia, I'm starting to get worried that this guy's not going to be back all season. And Nunez stinks at the plate. Nunez can't run. He runs like he's got poop in his pants. And
Probably
he can't
does.
field.
Probably does.
Field. I mean, the amount of ground balls that have been rocketed at him that Pedroia would have made the snag every time. I mean, 2 nights ago, I think it was, there was a base stealer. They had him by a mile, and he dropped the ball. I mean, I'm done with Nunez at second base, so you have to. I didn't think about Jed Lowry. I think Jed Lowry would be a pretty okay move, but that's the only move you can do at the bottom of the lineup. It would help the offense, too, at the bottom of your lineup.
One, do you have assets to get Jed Lowry? I still don't think so. I really don't. Because I think Oakland values him. And I don't think you have enough. You don't have enough to do anything. I really don't think they're going to be able to do anything they want to. The only thing they have the ability to do is go get a reliever because there's enough of them out there. And we're lucky that this year the AL is garbage and there's only the playoff picture set. That's been talked about for a while now. There's 5 teams and it's done. Everybody else is giving up. So you have enough bottom of the barrel talent around all these teams that you could go get a reliever to help you out. Maybe you trust one of these guys you just drafted to come in as a reliever. Because one of them, the guy from TCU, who was like 100 miles an hour. Maybe just bring him up and see what happens. But I would rather ride out Nunez, move him around. You have Brock Holt to play second. I'm in the belief that Dustin Pedroia will be back for the playoffs. That's when they're going to bring him back for. They're not going to rush it. He'll be back this year. You have to play it out into then, and I don't think you have enough to really go get Jed Lowry when that's not your primary need. It's still the bullpen.
So here's my question, though, right now. Are you concerned about the bottom half of the lineup going forward affecting the entire team? Because you can expect, like I said in the beginning of the show, and we'll wrap the show up with this, you can't expect the top of the lineup to be producing the way they were at the beginning of the year. Now, do you think that the bottom half of the lineup, they're going to have to step up? Do you think they even have the capability to step up with the way they're set up right now?
They have to step up. I think they do have the capability because you're talking about like Devers, a guy who can hit. We know Sandy Leon and Vasquez can get hot at times. I don't trust anybody in this bullpen in a tight situation. Even Joe Kelly. I don't trust Joe Kelly in Houston or in the Bronx on the road. Screw that guy.
I trust the hell out of Joe Kelly. He's been one of the best relief pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, put him in a pressure situation. It's like David Price.
He's the king of bases loaded.
Show me in June, Nick. Show me
the king of bases loaded.
And David Price has been the king of Fortnite in the regular season. Don't care. I don't trust the bullpen. That's where they need somebody's help. That's it. The bottom of the half of the order is going to have to figure it out.
I think the guy's name is Brad Hand out in San Diego. But again, I'm with you. I don't think the Red Sox have a thing that they can trade to get any decent amount of talent. All right, that's it. CLNS Red Sox Media Roundtable. Thanks for Jared for coming on the show tonight. Jared's going to be popping up all over the roundtables going forward for the rest of the year. And of course, me and Alex will be back, and whoever else we decide to bring on. Remember, this is CLNS Media, your leader for online and audio-visual coverage for the Boston Red Sox and all your New England sports. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a good rest of your night.